Hey everybody, it's Friday afternoon. It's the 15th of August, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's we're heading toward the end of week 19. So we just crossed the border. We are now in Nong Kai, Thailand. We just crossed the border. It took about, we left early from our house to go to the border because I had to make a stop or two along the way and we were afraid of traffic. So we left around 2 and we made it to the border in very good time, even with the 2 stops, within an hour and 15 minutes. So if we would have waited probably one more hour, it would have been horrendous. And then we got to the border and I had to pay 10,000 keep when I gave my visa. I'm not sure what that was for, but some immigration fee. I never heard of that before. So Dad's sister dropped us off, and we have 3 huge bags, and I was afraid we were going to have to lug them the whole way to the train station and then be stuck with them. But we didn't have to do that. A guy approached us and said he could take us across the border in a private vehicle and help facilitate our passport and visas, or not the visa, but the passport and the immigration. He said we can do that. He can do that for us for 500 baht. So 500 baht to take us from the Laos immigration, cross the border, do the Thai immigration, and then he brought us to we asked to be dropped off at the shopping. We closed the shopping mall so we could sit around in a cafe because at the Nong Kai train station there's nothing. There's not even a place to sit in the aircon. So otherwise we'd be sitting there for 3-4 hours in the heat, and that would have been awful. And it's too far to walk anywhere unless you're very adventurous or cheap. So we dropped off the bags so that you can check in the bags there. They'll guard the bags for a fee. I just brought my backpack because it does have a lot of important and expensive information in it. And then he brought us to this little Nong Kai little shopping center. I guess it's the thing to do in Nong Kai. It's really otherwise you'd be going to Udon Thani, which is another 15-20 minute drive, I believe. It's been a long time since I've been here. He charged us 600 baht for the extra drive, but I gave him actually 800 baht. So I gave him like a 200 baht tip. And he was really nice. I mean, it was super easy. We didn't really have to do much. We just had to get out, show our face, show our passport, and then he helped carry the bags and then brought us here, and really nice. The problem with that was the costing. If you're looking to keep your costs down, that definitely increased the cost per person by another 400 baht actually. 400 baht more expensive than it would have been just to go like the traditional grassroots route, which would have cost about 50 to 100 baht. So you're paying an extra 350 baht per person more for the private taxi. So not a problem. It's relatively small cost, but the problem is that reduces the amount of savings you can make just by flying. So I'm going to have to recalculate that when I go back to say, because that's definitely the route, the way to go if you're going to cross the border. But it definitely reduces the cost-benefit ratio of traveling train versus just flying. So it probably takes it down to about $95 or $100 savings. That's my guess. So we just came in here. We're going to sit here in the mall. We just came to the Starbucks here. We picked up this... I got a tall latte. She got a pancake, and she got what's called a muscat. It's like a blueberry frappuccino. Some blueberry frappuccino. Is it good? Is it good? Sweet. I don't know if this is a specialty in Thailand, or do they have those everywhere? I don't buy that stuff anymore. I used to get the caramel frappuccinos when I was younger. Every time I came through Miami airport, that was the first thing I bought, frappuccino, but I stopped buying them because it's just loaded with sugar. I just have latte. So this came to 395 baht, which is about almost $14. So just a little pancake dessert, small drink, and the coffee's good. I like the coffee. We went to Amazon Cafe, but they were closed. The coffee maker was broken. Because I really prefer to support the local shops and local businesses and local chains. I can't, Starbucks, even though I love the coffee, it's the last one I will go to unless I don't have a choice. And so today, this is actually I didn't have any choice. But it's pretty empty. It's Friday afternoon. I think we made really good time because otherwise, I think if we would have waited 1 more hour to leave the house, we would have been in horrendous traffic just because of all the construction around the city and then the border. People running for the border just to come across Thailand and party, or I don't know what they do, shopping. But yeah, and I dropped off. So that was it for today. It was hard to leave the house. It was a good time. So almost 3 weeks there. And working from home, it was so nice to be able to just relax in my own home and do what I wanted to do and work at a pace that was comfortable and really to be out of all of the office drama, because I know when I go back, I'm going to end up in the office drama. There was one more, so I think that was about it. So so it was Friday evening. We will be on the train in 2.5 hours. So we're just going to relax around here, probably walk around a little bit, and then I'll take a little video when we get into the train, and then take a little video of our room before we actually take off. So we're going to spend some time. We're going to get a 1.5 hour massage here, since we have about 2.5 hours. 1 hour. 1 hour massage. My wife goes jungle style. As soon as she gets in the room, takes everything off. Funny. I said, what do you think? They're blind? So yeah, an hour massage, and then we might get something to eat or take something to the train with us. But yeah, this is on the top floor of this small shopping mall. I haven't had a massage in like months, so hopefully it will be good. We just finished it was a very good massage, 1 hour. So 350 baht for 1 hour, which is about $10. Really good. And we gave about 150 baht tip. So about 50% tip. This is the second floor of a very small town shopping mall on the border. Very small town, Nong Kai. They have this game room, very noisy. Reminds me a lot of Japan, where they have these plinko places a lot. So we're gonna go get something to eat. It's going on 6 o'clock. We just need to get something to eat and then head to the train station soon. But this is just a little view of it's a very small shopping mall. The biggest thing they have in here is the shop is there's a bodyguard shop. All this cheaper end type clothing. There's a KFC down here, some ice cream shop, and then a Starbucks. But we're gonna go find something to eat and then head to the train station probably in 45 minutes. That just gives you a little view of what's in here. Pharmacy. Now we're going into the food court to get a little something to fill the stomach, because we won't eat. They do serve food on the what? Huh? Yeah. They do serve food on the train, but it's not going to be very good quality. So we're going to get something a little better here. So you it's kind of like kiosk type stores in here. Pretty big, extensive bookstore. You know, all these clothes are like 100 baht. So all the clothes are like $3. But busy. Obviously a lot of kids come here after school just to fart around until they have to go home. Here's an Apple store. But yeah, it's kind of busy. And for it is Friday too. Keep forgetting it's Friday. All right, everybody. So we went to go to KFC to get a sandwich, but 40-minute wait. I mean, people were waiting. God said most of the people were speaking Laos, so they were 40-minute wait. So they're probably taking tons of KFC back home across the border. So we walked to the food court, and it's a lot of it's just kind of noodles, variations of noodles. So we decided to come over here to MK. So we're gonna eat here at MK. We have just a little less than an hour before we need to leave. As long as the taxis I think it's about 5-minute walk, 5-minute taxi. So as long as the taxi is quick, there's no traffic, which there shouldn't be. We're just gonna quick have a soup here, a little better quality meal with meat here at MK. But pretty full. It is a Friday night though, I keep forgetting that. So, yeah, we got our vegetables, we're gonna have our soup, and then we're gonna get some little slices of meat to put in it. So this restaurant is semi-robotic already. It's been like this for several years now. We've not eaten here in a long time. We eat at another one called Kang Kong. They have these like mobile robots bringing the food to the table, and then the server just comes up and places it on the table for the people, and then the robot just goes back. It's pretty clever. First time I ever seen that, but that's been like that for a couple of years now. I'm not sure. It seems to get in the way. I guess it probably reduces a lot of spilled food. But this is what we've ordered: some vegetable, some raw meat, and some roasted pork, which is delicious. And then this peanut sauce. This is similar to the restaurant we ate at in Laos. It's similar. But it's more of a chain. It's more of a chain style. MK. Over. So we're in what? We just finished our MK. How much was that? MK.
956 baht.
956 baht, so around $27 to eat the sliced meat. I think that's a little pricey for vegetable soup and some meat. I'm not sure why it was that much, but for two people, it's about $14 per person. So we're in this little, it's a kind of a bigger version of a tuk-tuk. Bigger version of a tuk-tuk, and I'm nailing my head on these stupid bars that are, these things are made for like tiny people. So you have to hold your head in so you're not banging on the walls or the roof of this little. So I think I'll take this. So it's 50 baht to get to the train station. So that's about $1.50, $1.60, and it should only be a couple minutes to get there. I'm not going to video the whole thing. So we just got to the train station. Took about 5 minutes. Bumpy ride. The tuk-tuk didn't have much spring action. But this is the outside of the station. There's a little cafe. There's like somewhat of a little convenience store. And so otherwise you just have to sit outside. So this is our train right there waiting for us. We're way down at the other end because we're in the first class compartments. Unfortunately, we won't be able to stay in the same room because I didn't know when I booked it that I needed to specify seats for both of us to be together. I didn't realize that. Because I put us both on the bottom bunk, which means there's only two. There's a bottom bunk and an upper bunk in each compartment. And then if you choose the bottom bunk and you don't choose the top bunk, then they're going to pair you up with someone else, which will be likely of the same sex. They don't put different sexes together. Yeah, so we're going to board pretty soon. Maybe I'll take a little video inside if it looks a little different. But this is the train station in Nong Kai. It's going on 7:15. We will be departing in about 15-20 minutes. So we better boogie. She's got like a very small bladder, so she's got to go to the toilet a lot. I don't know what she's going to do if we're ever in a situation where it's not that convenient to go to the toilet. But yeah, she needs to go very frequently. She does drink a lot of water though, too. So this is where we stored our baggage, right there. I don't know what we paid, like 30 baht per bag. So maybe about 90 baht for all 3 bags. But at least that was better, so we didn't need to have 3 hours. Really went fast. So yeah, Nong Kai train station, waiting for Da to come out. We'll be boarding in a couple minutes and take off. I feel the worst part, one of the hard parts about this, and I feel so filthy. So I've been awake since 6, and showered right before we left the house. But I mean, it's so wicked humid and hot here. You constantly feel dirty. So this is going to be a long night. I don't think I think it would need to be an unusual case for me to do this again. We have to have a lot of time and no hurry to be going where we're going. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth it to save the $100 per person. If it's just her and me, I don't think I'll do it. Yeah. Anyway, only if we have time. And if I'm bringing her family to Bangkok for the wedding, then they're definitely going to be taking the train. So here we are. We're split up again. It looks like the persons that we're sharing the compartments with aren't here yet, if they come at all. But this is where Da will be in the bottom, and this is where I will be in the bottom. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. It's the corridor, very tight, very tight. So if someone else comes in here with me and has a lot of bags, we're definitely going to be very tight. At least the guy I shared the room with before, he just had a tiny backpack, but he definitely was a regular commuter. And that's definitely a way to do this. I won't do this with big bags again. We're going to have to make it smaller. Small little carry-ons. That's really the way to go. Saturday morning, it's 5:45. Saturday morning, the 16th of August. We just got into Bangkok probably about 15 minutes ago. It was a little confusing coming out on where we do an exit, actually. I thought there would actually be some shops to get coffee or some snacks or something, but nothing. When you come out, you probably have to go to another floor. Very strange. And the strange thing is, coming out was we didn't know where to. It wasn't clear where to exit. Am I still recording? It wasn't clear where to exit, and then when we come out, we had to get a ticket to stand in line, and there was nobody. There was no taxis, and people were standing in line, and then you had other guys on the side at the curb kind of shouting at us. Nothing really aggressive, but it wasn't really clear. Why couldn't we go with these taxis? Why are people standing in line with this queue number? And and then there was no taxis coming. You would think, big city, there's billions of taxis here. You standing there first thing in the morning, you'd think they'd be lined up, and like it was like one coming every 5-10 minutes, and for a whole line, a long queue for the train passengers coming off to go somewhere. And so we finally just talked with this guy. He was one of the side guys, kind of. I think he was hustling, and we just went with him. So we're in a private car. It's not an actual taxi. We're in a private car, and he's passing him some like coffee drink, cold can of coffee. So we went with him. Todd negotiated a flat rate to take us home, and it's a small little compact car. We could barely fit in it. You can see the trunk. He had to tie. We have 3 huge bags, but he had to tie the thing shut, and my head is hitting the ceiling. So a very low old car, but really strange coming out of there. But I didn't sleep. I slept maybe 20 minutes. I might have fallen asleep maybe 20 minutes. I just could not. I was reading, and I thought that would put me to sleep. I took a melatonin pill the night before, a couple hours before. I didn't sleep at home yesterday very long, so I thought I was really primed to sleep well, and I just couldn't fall asleep regardless of how exhausted I was, and just laying there listening to the humdrum of and then I thought the humdrum of the train would put me to sleep, and it didn't at all. So maybe 20 minutes. So really another difficult night. This definitely didn't help the case for wanting to, and we're coming through a toll booth. Didn't help the case for wanting to take the train. I don't know. It's for the effort, for the time, for the energy to save maybe $100 a person. I don't know. I'd have to think it would have to be very situational for me to do this again. If we have to come here frequently for some reason, yeah, the train is definitely more feasible. But if it's like a couple times a year, I'm not so sure. So anyway, it's a Saturday morning. We're at the end of week 19. Did you sleep?
Sleep a
little bit. Yeah, it was another full train. But yeah, we're gonna go back. It's gonna be a real struggle to stay awake today. I don't want to have to, but I'm going to try and stay awake today. And I mean, the house will be probably dirty and dusty and full of some roaches. Likely it will be full of roaches. We go away for a couple days and you come back and they're not the big fat ugly ones. They're the small little grayish, light brownish type. I mean, they're not gross. They're just kind of annoying. I don't understand where they come from. So we're back in Bangkok and safe and sound. Thank you God for that. Safe trip. Thank you God for bringing us here safely, and we pray for another good weekend here. And I'll be going into week 18 tomorrow. Take care, everybody. God bless. This is Choice of Winding Down Chronicles of an Expat going into retirement. I'm not retired yet, but I'm getting there. I'll be retired on a modest budget. I just got a little taste of what it's going to be like to be at my home for a longer period of time. That was 3 weeks, and it was lovely. Hopefully when we go back next time, we'll have some renovations done and we'll have be able to pay the engineer to do some work on the house to prepare for us before we come in December. All right, everybody, take care. God bless. Take it slow.